Hey folks, I meant to finish this video last week, but I just couldn't get it done. Too many things going on. But it's going to be a short video. It's not quite short enough to be a technical YouTube short, but it's going to be shorter than normal. And the subject today is going to be my wall of racing, for lack of a better better term for it. It's some racing artwork that I've collected and keep it on display in this stairway, kind of a back stairway. So I'll talk about the different pieces and kind of just do a little show and tell on these guys. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. This is a print by Randy Owens. Gilles Villeneuve is driving the Ferrari 312 T4, number 12, with Jody Scheckter following. The yellow car behind them is a Renault. It's notable because that was the first Formula One car to be powered by a turbocharger, or that is, a turbocharged engine. And it first showed up in 1977. The rules back then for F1, they permitted a naturally aspirated 3.0 liter engine, but there was also a clause for a 1.5 liter supercharged or turbocharged engine. But none of the teams had tried that until Renault did with this car. And it was kind of a disaster at first, blowing up in a cloud of white smoke on a fairly regular basis. But they kept working at it. And within a few years, almost all the teams were running turbos. And that basically ushered in the turbo era, as it's known, of F1. And that lasted until 1989, when turbochargers were banned. But getting back to Gilles Villeneuve, he's getting sideways in this print, as was his trademark. He had a reputation for driving the wheels off his cars, sometimes literally. This next print, it's just an advertisement from the 50s about spark plugs. And in the prior print we had Gilles Villeneuve, who is a beloved Ferrari driver. In this advertisement we have Alberto Ascari, who is also a beloved Ferrari driver from the 50s. That is just kind of cool. I'll just read a little blurb from the ad. Every major European Grand Prix in 1952 was won by cars equipped with champion spark plugs, the vast majority of them by the new world champion driver Alberto Ascari in Ferrari cars. Spark plugs that perform like this will obviously make your car perform better. Follow the experts and demand champions for your car. And then it's got a little map showing and little flags with and listing the locations for the races, Formula One races of that year. I just thought it was cool. And then of course the Ferrari, because Alberto Ascari is shown too. This painting or print is not Formula One. It's depicting Can-Am. So Can-Am was a series in the 60s and 70s. It continued in name after that for a while, but really it wasn't the same. And this painting actually kind of depicts the end of an era, which is literally the title of the painting by Bill Patterson. And Can-Am had a reputation for sort of being an unlimited type series, where they weren't spec cars. Everybody was building their own car, and the rules allowed quite a bit of, well, I'll just say craziness, but it allowed a lot of innovations, and was pretty wide open, and particularly pretty much any size engine. So you had huge V8s and kept getting bigger and bigger over the years. And McLaren dominated that racing series with their big V8 cars. And this painting has a little caption, and I'll read that. The end of an era. The 1972 Porsche McLaren Can-Am Wars. The Penske Panzer Porsches put an end to McLaren's long domination of Can-Am. Donahue and Fulmer 91710s lead Revson and Denny Hulme M20s through the corkscrew at Laguna Seca on October 15th, 1972. George Fulmer went on to win the race, clinching the championship. And the print is signed by George Fulmer. And so I was actually at that race at Laguna Seca and got to watch Mark Donahue and George Fulmer drive these cars. And Donahue sort of became my idol as a kid as a result. And of course Laguna Seca kind of became my dream track. And since then I've had an opportunity to drive there in a different configuration than when these Can-Am cars ran there, but in the current configuration. This wall art is actually in a stairway where I can't really get back far enough to show the whole piece. So that's another view. You can see how big that painting is. This next piece is 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher. Of course, another Ferrari driver, also very beloved in the world of the Tifosi. I'll probably do a separate video on Michael at some point. So I'll suffice to say he did win 5 championships with Ferrari. This is also Michael Schumacher in 1995 Benetton before he went to Ferrari. He also won the world championship with that car. Now this piece depicts classic 1980s Formula One. It shows Ayrton Senna followed by Nigel Mansell through the famous Rascasse corner at Monaco. This is a print of a painting by Tatsu Nikatsu. It's very stylized. It's a very cool painting. I mean, Senna, like Schumacher, is renowned as an F1 driver and in the F1 world. So there's only so much more I can say here today. But one thing I'll note is, I mean, he was just a devilish qualifier. And many of his Monaco qualifying runs are just a legend. He was kind of known as the king of Monaco at that time. Now this next piece is a little framed set with Mario Andretti. This is the IndyCar series when it went to Laguna Seca. And this is kind of memorializing the last time Mario drove IndyCars at Laguna, where the modern turn 2, which is sort of the hairpin at the end of the front straight, is called the Andretti curve, or the Andretti hairpin, I should say. So I hope you found this little show and tell of my wall of racing artwork relaxing. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.